Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Speak and Grow Rich podcast. Today, we have the Dr. Tasha McCray. She is in the house. Hello.
Hey, girl.
And
hey.
I'm so happy to have you. She is known as the modern day matriarch. This woman is a boss, capital B. She's going to teach us business skills and how to really have our money make babies and multiply. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. So tell us, like, you are the modern day matriarch. Tell me what that means to you.
Oh, wow. So it means that I am the head of my family. I am the head of my community, my tribe. I am the trendsetter. I'm the one to go out here and make moves and show people what's possible and then help them do it as well. So
Yes.
when it comes to family, when it comes to my friends, when it comes to my community, like I don't mind. I take on that role and I'm like, okay, that's what you want me to do, God? I'll do it.
There you go. So you went first and you're this leader and you're leading your tribe. And in terms of your family, you have 7 kids and your grandma, and you work out and you're super hot. So what is your secret?
My secret is having fun being me. That is really
Yep.
my secret. If it does not serve me, I can't serve anybody else, right? So
So
whatever I
good.
do, I gotta have fun. I gotta have fun.
Yep. I love it. Okay. Well, tell us some of the fun things that you're up to right now. Like, what is bringing you the most fun and joy?
Ooh, the most fun. Okay, so we have six grandchildren,
Mhm.
right? Um, this is bringing me so much fun. Our oldest grandson just got his driver's permit, right?
No.
Yeah.
You are too young to have that kind of a 16-year-old, but okay. Okay.
He's 15. He just got his permit, and
Oh,
he's the starting safety on a 7-on-7 football league, and on his team. And we're traveling around, go every weekend, going to all of his football games, all day tournaments, and we have our little grandbaby, the baby of the bunch. He's probably about 14, not about 16 months old, so he's running around. Like, I am living the life. This is bringing me so much joy. We hop in the RV, we pack the RV up, and then we just travel with our babies. I love it.
how fun. Okay. And so you get to be like, enjoy this stage more than maybe, because I have young kids still at this stage. So I can imagine what that would feel like to really have that second generation. And one of the things that you told me, because you had me on your podcast recently, it was like, if I die today, my children and their children's children are set up for life. Tell us a little bit, like, what are some of the major moves you've made to set up your matriarchal legacy?
Oh, yes, for sure, for sure. So one of the first things I did, okay, let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
2018, I no longer wanted to be a nurse. I
Yeah.
no longer, I had retired from doing hair after 23 years, and then I was in my 25th year of being a nurse. I didn't want to do it anymore. It no longer served me. I was not having fun.
Yeah.
But I had a moment, and the moment was, but if you died today, what would you leave your children? And at the time, I wasn't married. I birthed 2 boys, so I had 2 boys and a grandson. If I died, and I'll never forget it, if I died, it was December, the first part of December of 2018, what would I leave them? And guess what the answer was? A
Nothing.
GoFundMe account. They
Oh.
have a GoFundMe account to bury me. Talk about, number one, embarrassing.
Mhm.
I am 2.5 decades into a profession that pays really, really well.
Right.
Just retire from 23 years of standing behind a chair doing hair, making really good money. And if I died that day, I would have left them. The only option was to start a GoFundMe account to bury me. And I said, then it's changing. I
Mhm.
owned nothing.
Wow.
I
No
made a lot
house?
of money. I didn't own my house. I'd done a short sale on my house when the market crashed in
Right.
2009.
Okay.
My car was repossessed because I was trying to hold on to this house that had a huge balloon payment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was a mess financially.
Right. Well, things have changed in the last 5 years. You've totally turned that down. Amazing. So inspiring. I'm sure you're not the only person who was in that spot. So tell us how you did it.
So what I did was I'd already started, I already knew that I was going to leave nursing, and I'd already had my moment where, oh my God, I want to do real estate investing. And I'd already started, I had a mentor who was helping me get into real estate. I was joining all these real estate associations. I was going to meetings every day. I literally had no money, like no money to go buy a property. All I was getting was information and trying to figure this whole thing out. And I went to one meeting one night, and someone there was talking about self-directed IRA accounts that I knew nothing about. It was foreign to me. And they were talking about how you can invest in your self-directed IRA account. Then they said, if you have money in a retirement account, you can just roll that over if you're no longer working there. So I'm like, okay, well, I still have a few more months, and so I can't roll that over. This is no lie, Amanda. I cannot make this up, and I'm getting chills talking about it. A week after I found out about self-directed IRA accounts, I got a letter in the mail from a previous employer.
Okay.
The letter said, you are vested, you've been vested for over, I don't know how many years. I hadn't worked there in years, but I was vested. And we're switching retirement accounts. We need to know what you want to do with this money in your retirement account.
Roll it over.
They gave me 3 options. The first option was roll it over to a self-directed IRA account. The second option was you can we'll put it in the account where we're going to, and then the third option was something else. I didn't care about the last 2 options.
Yeah.
I remembered I can invest my money into real estate using a self-directed IRA account. I checked number 1, roll it over. They rolled my money over. Oh my God, they rolled my money over into a self-directed IRA account. I immediately thought I was rich. I was saying to myself, oh, I'm rich. I got money. Right? Took that money and I started lending the money out to other investors on their deals in real estate. So I became a private money lender first.
Ooh.
So not only did I think I was rich, but everybody else thought I was rich because I was a private money lender.
Yep. Smart.
So while I was learning real estate, I had a mentor. I was going to the meetings. I was studying. I was YouTubing. I was Googling. I had all the YouTube degrees, all the Google degrees. I had a master's in Google. And while I was doing that, and my money was out working for me, the investors started inviting me out on the job sites.
Great.
Because they wanted me to see what my money was doing for me. But what I did was I took that as my learning, my hands-on the job training. So they literally were paying me plus interest to teach me how to do the thing that they were asking me money for.
So smart.
So what I did was, so when they would pay me back, it wouldn't go into my pocket. It would go back to my account. And the interest. And if you know anything about real estate, if anybody comes to you for money and what they do, if they are fix and flippers, if they're flippers, rehabbers, they're going to always keep coming back to you for the money. It's the same money.
Right.
So they would come, it just keeps going. So they would come back to me, they would pay me back my money plus interest, and then they would find another property that they wanted to rehab and they wanted to flip it, and they would ask me for the same money and I would give it to them, and they just kept rinsing and repeating. Yeah.
So good.
But what I realized was, I need cash flow.
Yes.
So that's for later. And that got me in the game. Now I'm learning I need cash flow. So now I need to figure out how to get this money, how to get cash flow. So the next thing I did was I said, okay, I know who the players are. They're coming to me for money.
Right.
They're out here finding properties. Yep. So what I started doing was when I would wholesale, I knew that they were people who bought properties.
Right.
So when I would hear about somebody needing to sell a property, I would get it under contract, and then I would flip it to the person who was rehabbing it. So I'd put my 10, 20, 30, sometimes $50,000 in between. So that was my cash flow. They would buy the property, and then they would come back to me to borrow money to rehab it.
Oh, you are a boss. That is so fun. You were like, this is like Monopoly or the game, Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game. You were just playing the game. Now, were you in Florida or was it out of state?
I was in Florida, and I was doing those deals in Florida, and they were just coming, and it just kept growing and growing, and I was just getting like, oh my God, like this is that easy. So I started my own wholesaling business. So what I would do was I would get what they call deal finders or bird dogs. I would get them. I had 5 of them. I had 2 in South Carolina, one in Tampa, and 2 in Orlando. So I would have them look for properties for me, and then I had people that were ready to buy.
So smart. So you had quit nursing by then, and this was just, you had turned on your creativity, and then you met your soulmate.
I did. Actually, I was with him then.
Okay. That is so exciting. So all this has come into place. And I know that you've recently bought, share a little bit about, you bought a property on, tell us what you've done and what your vision is and how you did. I won't disclose what you did until you share it because it's good.
So I grew up in a small town in South Carolina. Okay. But the town is kind of like behind the times a little bit, underdeveloped, per se, a lot of undeveloped land there. And about, let's say 5 miles, like outside of that, they built this multi-million-dollar casino, billion-dollar casino.
Right.
But I had a friend, or have a friend, whose father had this property for 40-something or 50-something years, and he was ready to get rid of it. And I just happened to ask her, I said, "Does your dad still have all this property?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Do you want to get rid of any of it?" And she said, "As a matter of fact, he wants to get rid of 67.5 acres, and he doesn't want to split it up, and he wants to sell it to someone he knows that's going to really do something."
Chills.
And I said, "Can you get me on the phone with him?"
Yep.
And she said, "Sure." So the next day she got me on the phone with him, and he's old school. I'm in Florida, he's in South Carolina. He's like, "I want to sit down and talk to you. And I don't know your husband. I want to meet your husband." Old school. And I'm like, we get on a plane, we fly up, we meet at Hardee's. And he meets my husband. They hit it off or whatever. I bring the contract with me.
Smart.
I bring earnest money deposit, pretty good check.
Yep.
And I say, we're ready. He's like, "Where do I sign?"
60 acres.
67.5 acres. Signed it. I handed him he and his wife check for the earnest money deposit. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
It's so inspiring for people listening. Like, you turn things around in 5 years. It sounds like the big step you took was educating yourself, getting in the right environment. You YouTubed and Google degreed yourself. And then you turned on your creativity to actually see possibilities. It sounds so easy. It's like, I think a lot of people they think it's so hard, but and then God was working through you and giving you everything. He's providing.
He was literally, a lot of people say divine downloads, but what to me, my relationship with God is he connects the dots for me.
Yeah, he
So
does.
he was connecting the dots. He was just saying, okay, you're going to go and you're going to sit in these meetings and you're going to take notes. And I would take notes and then things would stick out in my head. And then the next dot was, okay, here's a letter from your old employer.
Yeah, that's amazing. Divine intervention there. So what are you going to do with your 67 or 60 acres?
Oh, wow. So I am going to, the first thing I had to do was I had to have it surveyed because I needed to, we walked the land, but we walked maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 acre. So we had another 6 acres to walk. I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's trees to me. I don't know. I have my own river that runs through my land, all that. It's just so beautiful. So I'm like, okay, the first thing I need to do is get this surveyed. I need to see where my boundaries are and all the things. So I got it surveyed. The second thing is to hire a forester. And what a forester does is comes out and they literally count the trees and tell you what type of trees they are, what they're worth. Then after that, then you hire timber companies, or not hire, you reach out to timber companies and then they come in and tell you how much they'll pay to come and take your timber away.
Modern day gold. It's
I mean,
huge.
like, it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's so smart. Okay, so you're clearing the land.
So clearing the land, and then obviously developers. So I'm still screening developers because I want the right developers because it's a lot of land, right?
Right.
So once they do that, I get my developers on, then they'll take over as far as doing things with the city and making sure the permits are, right, the zoning's right, letting me know exactly what I can do with the health department. We have to do like what they call a perk test to see what the soil can hold. Like if I want to build, let's say for instance, I want to build an apartment complex there. Well, they have to do a perk test to see if it could hold up apartment complex. Things. Yeah, so that's on the developer side. My hands will kind of be off. Let them know. Well, one thing, my husband and I were big into RVing, so I want to have an RV park on there.
Yes.
I want to do affordable housing on there. I don't know what type because I need to know what the land can hold.
Right.
So I'll have affordable housing on there. It's like literally about 5 miles from this huge casino. So it's going to
they could work there. They could work as an employee, get employed at the casino. Okay. Wow.
I'm into government contracts and things like that. So I have a friend that I reached out to her to find out, what the government wants, what do they need? I could rent some of the land out, lease some of the land out to the government. So
I like that.
Yeah, I like for sure money.
For sure. Government would be a good deal. B to G. So smart. I love this. So you've got those plays in place. What other real estate? You are the modern day matriarch, and you're starting another company with your children, or your children are starting it. Tell me about. And then your son gave you money, and then you bought a property for $500. Like, tell us everything. Tell us more.
Just tell us more. Okay,
it's so juicy.
It is. I'm telling you, I'm having fun being me.
Yeah.
So, okay, so one deal. So my son is 33 and he wanted to get into real estate. He's like, Mom, whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of it. I'm like, okay, so let me start him out small. So I'm saying it's small. So I started out as a private money lender. So I want him to start out that way.
Right.
So I did a deal with someone who needed to borrow, I want to say it was $45,000. So I said, well, we'll go in half. Your company will lend them half and my company will lend them the other half. So, we worked the deal. So we put it in the deal where we ended up making a profit of $30,000 on $45,000.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
Is that on interest or just
Yeah, with the interest.
the
Yeah, with the
resale?
interest. Yeah. No. We were just private money lenders. We loan our
Okay.
money out, we put our interest on it, and then we split it, and then that's it. So
Okay.
he loved it. So when he was getting his, returns, because they were like quarterly returns, and then at the end you get your original back.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Whoa, let's do some more. Let's do it." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay." So I have a partner in another state who goes into tax sales for me. So they go bid on properties for me. If we win the bid, then I get the property. If we don't win the bid, meaning no, we win the bid and they don't pay their taxes, we get the property. We win the bid, they pay their taxes, then we get the money back plus interest. So it's a cool way to save money, a really cool
Right.
way to save money. So my son wanted to get into that. I said, cool. This is no lie. I said, let's send $2,400 to the tax sale.
Mm-hmm.
I have my partner send me an invoice for $2,400.
Okay.
My son and I swiped the card,
Mm-hmm.
0% interest for 1 year.
Easy.
He took the money to the tax sale and won a bid for $2,300 for a mobile home with the land.
With the land?
With the land. The year passed. The year was up, I think, in November or October, and they didn't redeem it, so it became ours.
Oh my goodness.
So I told my son, I said, I'm going to deed this over to you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need any, I mean, I'm good. Let me
You're
deed it
good.
over to you. I want it in your business name. It'll be your own property. So here, he said, well, what do I do? And I'm like, here's what we do with it. Let me show you. You do not want to be a landlord. I don't like being a landlord.
No.
You want to be the Lord of the land. And let me show you how
Mm-hmm.
to be the Lord of the land. Take the property. There is somebody in the property. Don't kick them out.
Right.
Do a seller finance. Sell them the property, just the mobile home, under seller financing. You be the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then lease the lot
Yeah.
every month for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, for $2,300, this, I said, listen, after you set all this up, then you're going to take and pull money,
Mm-hmm.
the equity that's in this property, this land, you're going to pull money, and then you're going to go buy more. You're going to rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Mama Bear in the house. Modern day matriarch. He's set for that'll help. That'll be a
Yeah.
nice little monthly payday for sure. So
So
cool.
yeah, so it's just he's biting, he's chomping at the bit, like, okay, I want to buy some more, I want to buy other stuff, because I showed him how to use other people's money, swipe your card at 0% interest
Yeah.
for a year. I
Right.
showed him how to use other people's money to create wealth.
Exactly. That's what I've done. I've used the OPM 0% credit cards to fund my business. I just want to like hear what you're saying. So poor people think the purpose of money is to pay bills. So those of you guys listening, where are you? Okay. Then middle class people use money because they think they need to have good credit.
Mm-hmm.
And rich people, the purpose of money is to multiply and make babies, multiply and create generational wealth. And you are doing that, and you turned it around in 5 days, in 5 years.
Years, yeah. So so then you have to take it a step further, right? So
Yeah.
okay, I have properties, I'm doing deals, I have cash flow, I'm teaching people, I'm coaching them how to do what I do.
Yep.
So I'm making money that way, right?
Yep.
I'm letting, I'm doing deals with them. It's just like one big ecosystem. Okay, so
Yes.
now you have you got money coming in, you've built that pillar, you got your cash
Mhm.
flow going, now you got legacy going, but how are you going to protect it?
True. Tell me.
So then I went
Insurance.
then I went and got a trust.
A trust. Okay.
I went and got a trust with 5 layers of protection. Not all trusts are not created equal. Let's be clear. I went and got this trust, and I'm a trustee now. And our oldest 2 sons are the successors, and then all the other children are beneficiaries, and the grandchildren, and the ones to come, and generation. So now the only difference between where I was in 2018, I own nothing in 2018. Nothing. If I would have died, my kids would have had to do a GoFundMe account.
Right.
I own nothing now.
Mm-hmm. The
only
trust
difference
owns
is
everything.
I control everything. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I own nothing.
Yeah. So no lawsuits coming your way, T-Mac. Nothing can touch you.
I don't have anything. I mean, what are
Right.
they going to say? Nothing. I have nothing.
Yep. So good. So taxes, how does that affect you tax-wise?
There's a little button, a little box at the bottom, and my trust CPA knows exactly how to defer taxes until I die. And then when I die, then my successors will defer the taxes until they die, and then their successors will defer the taxes until they die. It's a major play. It's a major play.
Major play. This is how the rich get richer. And they pass it on. So inspiring. T-Mac inspires, 100% inspired. So tell me then, so you're creating, tell me now your son is starting another business. Is it a payroll company?
Oh, no. So we have our last 3 sons, we have 5 sons. So the last 3 sons are starting a staffing company.
Staffing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're in the, the beginning stages of all of that. I'm super excited for them. Obviously, Mama Bear is helping them along the way, overseeing,
Yeah.
making sure everything is set up properly. But they're over the moon excited that, I wanted to make sure that each child had their own company and had their own real estate. So that's part of the trust, and that's the way it's set up. Each child has a property, and
Yep.
then each child has a business.
So you have multiple properties besides this. How many properties do you have?
Ooh. I don't have any properties, but
Right.
I control I control 10 properties now.
Amazing. So inspiring.
No, I'm lying. 11 now. I control 11.
11. So good. Oh, okay. And I know you're starting a community. You're starting an app, or you have a community. So tell us a little bit about your app and how people can
Oh
stay connected
yeah.
with you to learn
Oh
from
yeah.
you.
I love it. I love it. This is like one of my new fun babies is, so I have TMAC Inspired network, right?
Mm-hmm.
So within the network, I have my Rich Friends Circle.
Yeah.
So my Rich Friends Circle, these are women, entrepreneurs, professionals who have money, or make good money, and just they don't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm teaching them, different investment strategies, different avenues, other than real estate, because I invest in other things other than real estate. I invest in crypto. I invest in stocks, and I invest in a lot of different things. I invest in other businesses. Like I own 10% of a lot of businesses. So I teach them how to do the same thing. Well, you don't have to work. You don't have to work a business. You can just own 10% of 10 businesses. That's still 100%, and you're doing zero work and you're making money passively. So I teach these types of things to my rich friend circle. And then I have my inner circle, which is a step above, quite a few levels above, where these are like really high level women, really high level. Most of them are multimillionaires. And we mastermind, we do wonderful things together. We go on trips together. Last year, we went to Belize. This year, we're going to Turks and Caicos. We meet up quarterly. We have our time together, do a lot of deals together. It's, round table discussion, things that you can't talk about on social media, right? These are behind the scenes, real life, real wealth building tools and strategies that we do. We just have a lot of fun. I just call these my rich friends. So yeah, that's what I have. So I wanted to put everybody on one app in one
Mhm.
space. So you're not logging in here. I got to go on this teaching portal. Oh, then I got to go to Zoom, and then I got to go here. And I just said, okay, let me just put everybody on one platform. But there's
Mhm.
different levels. So if you want to think about it like when you think about it at like a house, so everybody can walk through the same door, but then there's different rooms for them. So I have a Rich
Mhm.
Friend Circle, which is a subscription, and then I have my Inner Circle, and then I'll have different classes and challenges and things like that.
So good. And so we text the word community
Mm-hmm.
to 844-439-9441. So I'll say it again. Text the word community to 844-439-9441. So good.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
we'll
that's to
get
get on the wait list. That's to get on the wait list because
okay.
we're actually going to launch the app on March the 1st at
Okay.
6 p.m. We're going to have a launch party. You should come.
Ooh, yeah, I'll be there.
You should come. We're going to have a
Right. I'll
launch.
be at 6 Eastern. I'll
Yes,
be there.
we're gonna have so much fun. So much fun.
So obviously, I mean, you and your rich friends just like doing deals and making things happen, building legacy, owning nothing, but having total control of it all. I love this. So you guys, this has been so inspiring. And you're such a role model. And I love that you are the modern day matriarch to empower and inspire other women and men around the world that this is possible. So I want to hear in the comments, how do we get in touch with you on social media? And besides, if we want to follow you, and because you have really good Instagram lives as well.
Oh, thank you. Yes, so on IG, I am tmac_inspired. And then I guess I'm there. I'm that everywhere. YouTube, tmac inspired YouTube. And yeah, I'm on my podcast is on all platforms, Spotify, all that, TMAC Inspired Show.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you for inspiring me today, Dr. T-Mac. I've enjoyed every minute of this interview. Thanks for coming on here. And for those of you guys who want to actually have speaking as part of your income strategy to tell your story and build wealth in a weekend through your message and monetize your message, I am doing my challenge starting on February 27th. So go to www.speakandgrowrichchallenge.com and join me for those 5 days. So I will see you there. And thank you again, Dr. T-Mac. Have
Thank
a great night.
you.